Slipping away for 2 weeks on an elk hunt in the backcountry, there's something to be said about that. It takes you back in time. It gives you a taste of, what life would have been like 150 years ago, just for that moment, right? And that's what this brand is. This brand wants to showcase the fact that, yeah, we're gonna go back and we're gonna get into the backcountry and we're gonna see cool shit and we're gonna see big animals, but we're also gonna do it with a group of badass horses that have cool personalities. That was my motivation with this film, is just to take people alongside of me. When it comes time for the hunt, it's always built around the fact that my horses are going to be a key part of that. And really, there's no way I would be able to go on the hunts that I go on, into the locations I go on, without the use of my horses. Okay, I got one more horse. Now it's time to get to work. I'm going to start a 2-week elk hunt on horseback. It's myself and actually my uncle, who kind of introduced the whole process to me. So it'll be nice hunting with him. He's 67 years old. I've been doing this his whole life. It'll be great to have him along, have his help, have his mentorship, and just to spend some time with him, because I don't get to see him that often. I want to say it's probably the better part of a 5-hour drive from his place to the trailhead. We had made plans just to stay at the trailhead at the pickup trucks that night, as we probably thought we'd be getting close to running out of daylight if we tried to take it all on in one day. So that night, set up a simple camp, enjoying some catch-up time, telling stories, sitting around a campfire. Again, enjoy the moments, but be prepared to get up early and start the real trip back into our camp and set the table for the following weeks to come. In typical Rocky Mountain fashion, the mountains gave us a crappy day, almost to welcome us in to their presence. And we had woke up and saw the skies were fairly socked in. There was, the rain clouds were already on us, and not that it was raining hard, but you could see that we were going to be in for a lot of precipitation that day. So probably one of the more unenjoyable parts of hunting on horseback is having to pack up or pack out in the rain. So well, we've got probably a 3-hour ride into where we're going to set up our base camp. Not going to really have time to hunt this evening, so probably just get there, set up our wall tents, get camp set up, and get the horses settled in, and that'll probably be a day. So we rode into our main camp, a 3-hour ride, somewhere around there, still raining, go through the process of unpacking, and then, get everything out. Number one priority is getting that tent up, especially knowing when it's raining. So try and keep our gear as dry as possible. Typical day for me in hunting elk in that valley, I'm waking up around 3:30. I'm pretty aggressive. I like to be riding in the dark. I think it was on day 2, we had actually rode, I think we rode pretty much to the end of the main valley. We were on our way back, trying to get back, not too far beyond dark. I stopped as I wanted to glass up into this basin, but we had a little bit of light left, and I thought it would be a shame to ride by and not get the spotting scope out and see what we could see. So it was within like seconds, and I had spotted some cow elk. And within the herd, there was a super mature bull. He looked like a bull that had everything when you're talking about East Kootenay elk. And so I would be lying if I didn't say that, I was probably the most excited I've been on an elk hunt in that moment, knowing that I had an elk of that class in my spotting scope on day 2 of a hunt. I was excited to get back to camp and try and come up with a plan on how we were going to put ourselves into a position to get closer to that bull. So later that night, we get back to camp, and as I'm showing them videos, I was able to actually like zoom in and slow the footage down, do some slow-mo. That's when my world crumbled, when I was pretty sure that this elk was missing a couple tines on both main beams. I still had a bit of hope that it might have been a legal bull, but there were some clear indications that this bull had some points broken off or just didn't grow that were gonna require me to get really close and take a really good look. We were all prepared to start day 1 tomorrow, and that was to go and chase that bull and see if we could get eyes on him and make sure he was legal or not. We probably had a good hour and a half ride, and then leave enough time to tack, leave enough time to ride, with the goal being getting off the horses and starting to hike at daylight. And that's pretty much what that day was, and that's pretty much what every day after that day was, after we realized that that wasn't a legal bull that we were after. So it's a really tough grind. He's a 5-point. We followed that process for I think 12 days in a row, as we were having a really tough time turning up a legal bull. I don't see much tracks. It's in those moments where my drive keeps me, waking up at 3:30 day in and day out, keeps me willing to put in that work, the same work on day 12 that I did on day 1, in the anticipation for you keep doing that, at some point you're going to be rewarded.
He gave us lots of good shooting opportunities, but we couldn't make a 6 out of them.
Nothing's given to you on a silver spoon, especially in the Rockies. You have to earn it. The Rockies aren't just going to hand you a bull elk. By day 10, when we still hadn't turned up a legal bull, I'm starting to feel, I'm starting to second guess. Should I stay with the plan? Or, do I give up on this plan and try and force something with a different plan? The morning of day 12, we went through our morning routine with the plan being to go back to where we had seen that really mature bull that just wasn't a 6-point, and hope that we would see a satellite bull come into that herd. We started our hike up into that basin where we knew that herd of elk was.
We made
As we were hiking up, we could hear that big herd bull bugling.
Good bugle.
I had been there enough times in this hunting trip where I really got to know him, and I could pick his bugle apart from others. It wasn't long after that we actually heard a bugle that was kind of far off in another little draw.
He's down low too. Not a great bugle. Oh, there's two. That might be our big five that just bugled.
It didn't sound like much of a bugle, but right away it reignited my hope that, okay, now there's a chance.
He's gonna be close. Way up there.
And every once in a while, we would hear him bugle, and then as soon as he would bugle, that big herd bull would get excited. And it only took a couple times of that sequence happening where I started to think, you know what, I think this might be an elk we haven't seen before, because this really big mature bull started to act like he was concerned.
There's our big 5-point, and I can't tell what the other one is. The big herd bull just pushed him away. Let's head back over here.
It wasn't till around maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So now we've been there since 8 o'clock. So we've been there for 5 hours waiting. We heard a bugle, and we could tell he was now up. He was out of his bed. He had more vocalization, and he actually sounded like a good bull now. You know, he was maybe 800, 900 yards away, and with my spotter, I could see right away that he was a legal bull.
We might kill a bull today, buddy.
We weren't in a great location for having a shot at him. We had to make a decision on actually getting a little aggressive and closing the distance and getting right to the edge of that burnt timber, so then we weren't shooting through trees. And now we're looking at this big rocky basin where he's right out in front of us. He's still a ways away. At this point now, I'm like, hey, geez, I know it's gonna be a 400 to 500 yard shot. The bull starts coming straight down towards us, and he's not in a rush, but he's not taking his time either. Now he gets down to 450 yards, and he's showing me the little opportunity for a shot, but I'm not feeling good about it. And he starts his cut across the face, and I'm still just trying to find the perfect little setup. I'll never forget it. It happened so quick. He pops out onto a little shale slide as he crosses this little creek draw, and he's probably now like 15 to 20 yards from leaving my line of sight. And it's funny, I just felt my elbow lock in.
Meow.
Dead. Drop them.
We got him, buddy. We got him.
We just put our 6-point down. 430 yards. Wow. Oh, 300 mag. New Christensen arms. Supplied by Precision Optics with the Huskama scope. Matt Jenkins of Twist Rate totally set up my rifle for me. I can't say enough good things about what he did and how he made that one shot count. Wow. Speechless. We've been grinding for 12 days and all we've seen is 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. I was starting to think that we were going to be leaving in a couple days with nothing. Man, never give up. Never stop. 12 days of grinding. Hour-and-a-half horseback ride every morning in the dark, followed by an hour-and-a-half hike. Everywhere we went. Can't even say words right now. And to be up here in this country, God, phenomenal. Pretty lucky. Okay, I guess now we better go back and get our packs. My knife. Killed him very close to where I killed him last year actually. So we'll probably take the same route. Now I guess we make that long hike up there. Look at our animal. Start prepping him for the pack out. I won't be able to get horses all the way to him. So there's going to be some grunt work on top of the work that's coming. But that's why we do it. Okay. So we're going to head right in through there. And then into that meadow. There was a game trail we followed. Yeah, here it is. Here's the game trail. One thing that's nice about where we killed him, kind of on a wide open gravel chute, with pretty good visibility around us. So if an animal does pick up the scent of this and want to come check it out, we'll get lots of warning. Is that him up there? Yeah. See him? Yeah, that's him. Higher than I wanted. There's our bull, big guy. What a beauty. You know, it's not about the rack size for me. It's about pushing myself to get up to 7,000 feet where these elk hang out. Put it all together. Get a beautiful animal like that. There should be I got 3 young boys. So this guy will serve our whole family well over the winter. Pretty soon they'll be old enough where they can be up here helping me. So Dad doesn't have to put it on his back all by himself. Well, I think that's an end to this hunt, Nate. It's a trade that that's hundreds of years old, and for me, I really appreciate being able to do something that has been a part of our history. It's a way for me to kind of disconnect and go back to a simpler time